Welcome to Sterling Crane. With over 65 years experience, we know cranes and want you to know them too. Here, we will explain the proper method to rig up a 190T all-terrain crane, demonstrating how to lift a standard shipping container. Upon arrival at the worksite, make sure you go through your field-level risk assessment checklist. These checklists include a total job pre-inspection, ensuring that the crane functions are all correct and can be operated safely and effectively, review of the job-specific information to ensure that the lift will be completed as planned, concluding that the job safety analysis used to verify that ground conditions are acceptable, the work area is clear and unobstructed, and that the mats, pads, and rigging equipment and other PPE is available for use. Conduct your pre-job inspections with your team as you complete your pre-inspection report. Once the crane is in position as described in the work plan, the trailer with the proper counterweights, mats, and rigging equipment can be properly positioned adjacent to the crane. Using the Bluetooth remote control unit, the operator must activate the suspension lock button to ensure the suspension is locked before any further work is performed. This is done by selecting the suspension button and then the suspension lock button. It is now time to extend each outrigger to the midway position in preparation to raise the boom to unload the steel mats from the trailer. When extending the outriggers, make sure that the outrigger pads are properly rotated and secured. Position the wood mats under each outrigger and then lower the outrigger cylinders, applying enough pressure to lift the chassis slightly to reduce the bulge in the tires. This ensures that there is enough weight on the pads to safely raise the boom. The operator can now start the engine and begin to boom up while slowly cabling down both winches. While booming up to bring the block closer to the cab, there will now be enough slack on the chokers so that the block and ball can be safely unhooked. Note: the straps are conveniently stored so they cannot become a trip hazard and can be quickly retrieved for later use. The operator can now swing around to the trailer to hook up the rigging and begin to lift the steel mats. Using the auxiliary hoist with the appropriate rigging, grab all 4 steel mats, making an efficient series of moves to position each mat to the full outrigger position. Be sure to tie a guide rope to safely control the mats while positioning. The riggers can now position the wood mats squarely in the middle of the steel mats. It is Sterling Crane policy to always use wood matting in between steel outrigger pads and steel mats to reduce any risk of slippage or shifting during a lift. Now the operator extends each outrigger fully, applying enough pressure to contact the mat. Once each outrigger is fully extended, the rigger can install and secure the outrigger locking pins to all 4 outrigger beams. Next, it is important to level the crane. The proper method is to auto-level, using the Bluetooth remote that will bring the tires off the ground and obtain a rough level of approximately 1 degree. Next, fine-tune the level by activating 2 cylinders at a time, either front to back or side to side. In either case, pre-select the desired outriggers and raise the selected outriggers until a final level within 1 degree is achieved. The riggers select the proper chokers from the rigging box to lift the 10-ton counterweight. Care is taken to ensure that the cables are properly secured to the hooks and that the straps are not binding or twisted. Make sure the guide rope is installed correctly to prevent the load from swinging. The operator will pick up and swing the counterweights onto the deck of the crane. The rigger guides the operator to accurately position the counterweight into position. The rigger carefully unhooks the chokers. Now the chokers can be returned to the deck of the trailer. The operator swings the cab around to the rear or the 0 degree position. Now, swing past 0 to 3 degrees and activate the house lock. The counterweight cylinders are lowered until the audible sound, a beep, is heard, indicating that the cylinders are fully extended. Now, release the house lock and swing the cab back to 0 position. Lock the house at the 0 position and retract the cylinders to raise the counterweights. There will be another audible sound, a beep, in the cab that indicates the cylinders are fully retracted. As always, be sure to barricade the swing radius of the crane to ensure all personnel are restricted from the moving parts of the crane. Referring back to the work plan to make sure you use the properly rated rigging, begin to secure the chokers to the block. The riggers carefully ascend the shipping container to secure the chokers with the correct shackles while being diligent that the straps are properly secured, untangled, and positioned correctly to the block. Now a lift can be completed safely and comfortably.